So this is a rather touchy subject for me to talk about because I get so irate when it comes to this kind of stuff because I feel it's completely preposterous and ridiculous and just completely stupid as to this still being a thing. So since moving to London, obviously things are a little bit better than they were when I lived in Devon in the southwest of England, because obviously it's a lot older people there, you know, it's like in Devon, it's just a lot more closed-minded to like self-expression. So at least moving to London, it has been better. But when I walk down the street, when I walk on the tube, or when I go on the bus, God, I don't catch a bus. Whenever I go on like the tube or the train or something, like I get stares so intently, so much, so all the time I'm on the tube and everyone around me is just like, I've had so many people take photos of me when I'm on the tube. And you've got to remember as well, a lot of this time, I don't even have my lenses in, because I only, like, when I'm just going to the shop to quickly get something, I don't put lenses in then because I can't be arsed. And I said this on Twitter the other day, just because something doesn't seem normal to you, doesn't mean it's not normal to someone else. Obviously, I like to stand out because I'm my own unique person, but like, I don't get piercings to stand out for attention. People in the outside world seem to think that because you are different or you are modded, that it instantly gives them like a pass to be rude to you. I can tell you when I see someone and they're looking at me and they're thinking, waster, scum, drug addict. That's like, you can just see it in their face. And sometimes I am not in the mood. I'm just not in the mood for it. And sometimes I'm on the tube, I'm sitting there and people are staring at me and I'll just shout out. I love it when people stare at me. I do it all the time. I'm like, when someone's looking at me, I'm like, hi. I wave at them and start saying hello to them because I'm like, well, do you want to talk to me or something? Just don't gawp at me. I know. I choose to look like this. This isn't something that I've been forced to do. I choose to look like it. However, doesn't mean that someone shouldn't express themselves. Or doesn't mean that someone can't complain if someone's staring at them, because it is just rude. Like, someone living their life does not give someone else the right to stare and make people feel uncomfortable. And one final thing on the people side of this, especially when I go outside of England, piercings are very common here in England, and I think around Europe it's a little bit more common. But when I went to America and Canada, I've been to LA, New York, and Toronto, people literally, it was blowing their minds. And even when I was in New York, I thought New York would be a little bit more kind of like diverse, and it was, but like, I didn't really see anyone with piercings. I didn't see anyone with modifications. I didn't really see anyone. And especially when I was in LA, like, there was no one there with real modifications. Maybe a couple had like a couple ear things. But like, I was literally like a freak show to them. So now talking about YouTube, I find the only problematic thing about YouTube and being modified and being alternative is brand deals are very, very low compared to other people. There are people with smaller channels than me that make more money than me because they're more like brand friendly, or they look more like family friendly. I look like this and it scares a lot of people off from working with me, regardless of how big my audience is or regardless how many views and stuff. Sometimes people just will not work with you because you look alternative, which is really horrendous because like I have a good following now. You know, my audience is growing and I can influence a lot of people, like, but brands don't work with me because I look weird. And I feel like I have to work a lot harder on trying to build a channel than a lot of other people do because they're more brand friendly. That sucks and that's annoying. And I have my friend Kaya, Toxic Tears. I know that she goes through this as well. Being a goth, it's a lot harder to find branded deals because people are like, well, you're a goth, I don't really know how to market. When there's a huge market if you get in the right, like, there's a huge market, but people just don't want to see that. They judge you instantly by the way you look, and they'll see you and they'll be like, oh, you look a little bit too weird, we're not going to work with you. Next point I want to talk about is boyfriends or like partners or stuff. I get people saying to me all the time that no one's going to want to date me, no one's going to want to be with me because I look too weird or look too freaky. But you know what? I'm so sick of trying to make myself look more stereotypically beautiful to the gay community or stereotypically beautiful to like society in order to get like a partner. If someone doesn't want to be with me because I look like this, then they're clearly not the person for me. If someone is going to try and suppress who I am and suppress how I want to express myself just because they deem it more attractive, then you are like, get out of my life. I do not care. I will never change who I am to be with someone. I will never change who I am to have a boyfriend. I will never change who I am to please anybody. And so another point is jobs and work. So outside of YouTube, I am working a job. I do work in a retail, which is like annoying at the time because I want YouTube to be a full-time thing, but it's just not there yet. So be a Patreon, help me do this thing down below. So it's annoying at the moment. However, I luckily am in a job where I can look like myself. And okay, so I'm so sick of people saying, so sick, and I said this in my last video, like, you'll never get hired, you'll never find a job, you'll never get anywhere in life because you look the way you look. You are so wrong. You are so wrong. There is countless numbers of jobs out there, especially in the industry that I want to get into, which is like videography, you know, editing and like social media, all that kind of stuff. You can look however the hell you like. It doesn't matter the way you look in these kind of jobs. Like, you're like You can be free to be who you are, and they're very respectable jobs as well. And that's another thing. They are respectable jobs, and if someone's happy in doing that job, then why does it matter? The stupid thing is, a lot of people don't deem you successful until you're at the level they are, or like unless you're wearing like a suit and in a businessman or running like a company. Like, you don't need to be like that to be successful. The only thing you need to be in order to be successful is happy. It's not like I've put swastikas all in my forehead and put like swear words all around my face. Like, that's not what I'm doing. This is not offensive. Like, this is not offensive in any way, shape or form. So weird and bizarre to me that piercings and modifications is still seen as being unprofessional. And also, a lot of the discrimination stems from me being bold. Now, I know a lot of people my age, it is very strange for someone to be so young and have no hair and kind of like be very confident with that. And what makes it worse is when people say things like, why are you bald? It's like, imagine if I did have a condition, or I had a tumor, or I had something that needed radiotherapy or like chemotherapy and I had cancer or something. Like, why would you ask someone that? Because you don't know if someone has that. Like, why would you say to someone, why are you bald? It's so insensitive to someone who could actually have cancer or something like that. Like, why are you bald? Like, why are you an asshole? Don't change who you are for anyone. And if you, like, you can be successful and you can do good in life and look alternative. The ridiculous thing about it is, like, it's your life and you have to live your life and you have to live it like you are the only person that you need to impress. Don't give a crap about what other people think about you. Like, live life to the fullest. I'm not gonna be like an 80-year-old man and look back on my life and go, I wish I did this, I wish I did this, why didn't I do that? Because I don't want to be like that. Like, again, if someone doesn't like me because I look this way, if someone doesn't want to work with me, if someone doesn't want to be with me because I look like this, then that's their loss. I'm a lovely person. Like, I'm a great person. I'm funny, I'm, you know, active, I'm a great person to be around, and I'm not trying to be narcissistic, but I know, like, I'm a positive, happy energy, and I'm a nice person, and if you don't want to, like, be around me just because of the way that I look, then bye. Like, your loss. Sound like a narcissistic bitch. So please share some comments down below, some of your own experiences you have had regarding discrimination when it comes to being modified or piercings or all that kind of stuff. I'd love to hear your stories. Make sure you subscribe and hit that like button. There's some more videos here you can go watch, and a big shout out to Kelly, Jordan and Stephanie, who are my top 3 patrons. Thank you for making me, like, helping me do this kind of stuff. And yes, so come Patreon, there's a link down below, and I'll see you soon. Bye.